Hey, what's going on, everyone? John here. We're doing something a little bit different with Toff. It's a crazy weekend for the Wyandotte Street Fair, and so we just said, hey, you know what? Let's all record separately some of the crazy amount of wrestling that's happening this weekend and talk it over. And I said, hey, I'll take on Fight for the Fallen, AEW's event that's happening in Florida, and it's going to be a great show. So without further ado, let's get into it. So our opening here, we have Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon with Leva Bates. This is a part of the buy-in. This should be a good match between the two. I think this is actually Sonny Kiss's debut match without actually being in the Battle Royal. This is the first one-on-one. And same goes with Peter. We saw Peter was in Leva's corner at the last show for Fyter Fest, and now it's kind of a flip side. So we'll see what happens. I believe something screwy is going to happen there because that already happened at the last show, but we'll see how it goes. Should be a good little opener for the buy-in. And of course, all of this is free once again. That's pretty awesome. You can check it out on the Bleacher Report Live app. I watch it on my laptop, so you can watch it on your computer. I know some TVs, I don't know if it's on PlayStation or Xbox. It might be on Amazon Fire Stick and Roku and all that. But if you have a problem with trying to get onto the Bleacher Report Live app, just try your computer, and that shouldn't be a problem at all. The buy-in, more than likely, I believe, is on YouTube, so you'll be able to see it there. If not, check the Bleacher Report app. So moving on, we have Joey Janela and Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin taking on MJF, Shawn Spears, and Sammy Guevara. That's also a part of the buy-in. This is going to be an interesting six-man tag as we see this team up between Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin, and also MJF and Shawn Spears. For those that might be paying attention, MJF and Shawn Spears have a little bit of a tension going back and forth between the two. We saw that Shawn smoked Cody Rhodes. Cody, not Cody Rhodes. Smoked Cody with the steel chair in the head, and MJF came out, and there's some exchanges of words backstage as well. So who knows what's going to happen with that. Also interesting to see this team up between Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin. It's Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin, I feel, is a great fit for one another. Joey Janela as well, I guess, kind of. I see more along the lines of Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin possibly maybe being a tag team if this all goes well. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, obviously, I feel like there's going to be some tension that might cause some sort of split between MJF and Shawn Spears, and who knows if it's going to be a screwy finish or not. Next up, we have, this was just announced as I speak today on Friday, Britt Baker and Riho taking on B. Priestley and Shoko Nakajima. That should be a fun back and forth as this women tag team match happens. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. I couldn't even tell you who I think's going to win. If I had to pick, I'll go with Britt Baker and Riho. Then we get Chris Jericho with a live mic. He came out with a fun little YouTube video on AEW basically saying he's going to be pissed off and still expects his thank you. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what's going to go with that. We might possibly get some sort of setup between him and Adam Page because we know that they're going to face each other at All Out. So I'm not too for sure what's going to happen there. Then we get the Dark Order. That's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson taking on Angelico and Jack Evans and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy to advance to the All Out for a chance at a first round bye in the tag title tournament. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. The Dark Order has been a fun, weird little gimmick. We'll see how that goes with them. To me, it seems like that's going to be the obvious one. We're going to see the Dark Order advance, but who knows? I could be totally wrong. Everyone's really loving Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy together, so there's that possibility, which kind of stinks because Angelico and Jack Evans are a great tag team as well, and then that would mean they lose again. But who knows? I could be completely wrong, and there might be some sort of tension between Dark Order and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy that they might want to set up later on, and Angelico and Jack Evans advance. Not sure, honestly. I think the great thing about AEW right now is it's not too terribly predictable. You don't know who's really going to get the push and who's not, and we're starting to see already the beginnings of the wins versus the losses and what counts and what not, and we'll see. We'll see how this match goes. If I had to pick, I would say the Dark Order advances. Next up, we get the Lucha Bros versus SCU. SCU, that's Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian with Christopher Daniels in their corner. This is going to be a great fun back and forth. I hope the Lucha Bros win it. I love both teams, and I think they're great, but I really think the Lucha Bros need a win, so hopefully they'll get the win in this one. Next up, we have Kip Sabian versus Adam Hangman Page. It was announced at Fyter Fest that the winner of the Fatal 4-Way with Adam Page in it would Kip Sabian would take on the winner there. And it would make no sense if Adam Page lost unless Jericho came in and interfered, basically. That's what I'll say there. If Adam Page loses this, I'll be a bit surprised. This one might be a little bit too predictable. If he does lose, it's going to be because of a screwy finish. It's going to be someone coming out, more than likely Jericho. But I don't see that happen. I see Adam Page winning. Next up, Kenny Omega versus Chima. There was also for Fyter Fest where the winner between Chima and Christopher Daniels gets to face Kenny Omega at Fight for the Fallen. And this should be a fun match. I'm hoping this is a good match. I was expecting a little bit more with the Chima versus Christopher Daniels match when that happened. It was a decent match, though. I really enjoyed it still. So I'm hoping for the best in this one. I won't be surprised if Jon Moxley comes out and we get some craziness between he and Kenny Omega once again. But we'll see. I give it to Kenny Omega. Then we have Brandy Rhodes taking on Allie. And this is Brandy Rhodes' debut as a wrestler for AEW. So I've seen just clips of her practicing, and she looks a lot better than what she used to look like, and you got to give it to her that she is trying to work, but we'll see how much better she looks in the ring versus the clips. It's easy to take video of just your best moves rather than the live thing, so I hope all goes well. I don't wish any ill will on any of them. I think Brandy Rhodes is going to take it. And last, for your main event, we have Cody and Dustin Rhodes versus the Young Bucks. This should be a great back and forth. I love watching AEW's fight previews, basically, that they put out on YouTube, and they really hyped up this match. And I really like what the Young Bucks have been doing, kind of being the cocky jerks about it, and Cody and Dustin being serious and pissed off. This should be fun, and I think the Bucks are going to take it, but who knows? We'll see. So, as of right now, that is Fight for the Fallen. Like I said, you can see that free on Saturday when this episode comes out. Check it out. Support it if you can. It's going to be one of those crazy. I feel like I'm going to be watching this on my computer. I'm going to be watching the Evolve on my TV. It's going to be a fun-filled weekend for wrestling. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Be sure to stick around as Kaz and Damon give their opinions about some of the other events that are happening this week. And thank you, everyone. Be sure to tuck your chin, brother.